In the vast, windswept expanses of the Mongolian steppes, where the horizon stretches endlessly under an unyielding sky, the story of the Mongol Empire begins not with conquests of steel and fire, but with legends woven into the fabric of a resilient people. This narrative chronicles the ascent of a nomadic society to the pinnacle of world power, highlighting its profound influence on global history. The Mongols, through their unparalleled military prowess, administrative ingenuity, and facilitation of cultural exchange, reshaped civilizations across Eurasia, fostering an era of interconnectedness that echoed through the ages. Their legacy endures as a testament to human ambition, adaptability, and the transformative power of unity. The foundational myths of the Mongols trace their lineage to divine and heroic ancestors, embodying the spirit of endurance that defined their culture. Central to this genealogy is Alan Goa, a legendary figure revered as the progenitress of the Mongol clans. According to ancient oral traditions preserved in texts like The Secret History of the Mongols, Alan Goa was a radiant woman of ethereal beauty, illuminated by a celestial light. Widowed early, she bore 3 sons through miraculous conception, fathered by a divine beam that entered her yurt. These sons, Bodanchar, Buka Katagi, and Bukatu Salji, became the progenitors of the Borjigin clan, from which the great Khans would emerge. Alan Goa's story symbolizes the Mongols' belief in destiny and divine favor, portraying her as a matriarch whose wisdom and fertility laid the groundwork for a people destined for greatness. Her legacy exalted the role of women in Mongol society, where figures like her inspired resilience amid the harsh nomadic life. This mythical heritage set the stage for the Mongols' historical trajectory. In the 12th century, the steppes were a fractured landscape of rival tribes. Tatars, Merkits, Naimans, and Karats engaged in perpetual feuds over grazing lands and resources. Life was governed by the rhythms of herding, hunting, and survival, with shamanistic beliefs intertwining the natural and spiritual worlds. Yet, from this chaos arose a unifying force that would propel the Mongols onto the world stage. At the heart of the Mongol ascent stands Temujin, born around 1162, who would become Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. Orphaned young after his father's poisoning by rivals, Temujin endured captivity, betrayal, and exile, forging his character in the crucible of adversity. Through strategic alliances, including his marriage to Berta, and masterful diplomacy, he united the disparate tribes under a single banner. In 1206, at a grand Kurultai assembly on the banks of the Onon River, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, marking the birth of the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan's genius lay in his revolutionary reforms. He reorganized the military into decimal units: Arban, 10, Zun, 100, Mingan, 1,000, and Tumen, 10,000, emphasizing merit over birthright, which democratized leadership and enhanced mobility. His armies, composed of highly skilled horsemen, adept at composite bows, and feigned retreats, became an unstoppable force. The Yasa Code, a comprehensive legal system, promoted discipline, religious tolerance, and efficient governance, laying the administrative foundation for the empire's expansion. Under Genghis, the Mongols embarked on campaigns that shattered established powers. In 1209, they subdued the Western Xia dynasty in northern China, followed by the conquest of the Jin dynasty in 1211 to 1215, where innovative siege tactics, including gunpowder weapons adopted from Chinese engineers, proved decisive. Venturing westward, Genghis avenged humiliations by decimating the Khwarezmian Empire in 1219–1221, a campaign marked by strategic brilliance and relentless pursuit across Central Asia. By his death in 1227, the empire spanned from the Caspian Sea to the Pacific, encompassing diverse peoples and territories. Genghis Khan's influence extended beyond warfare. He championed trade routes, postal systems, yam, and cultural integration, sowing seeds for the Pax Mongolica, a period of relative peace that facilitated unprecedented exchange across continents. Succeeding Genghis was his third son, Ogedei Khan, a pivotal figure who consolidated and expanded the empire's frontiers. Ogedei, known for his administrative acumen and tolerance, established Karakorum as the imperial capital, a bustling hub of diplomacy and commerce. He oversaw the completion of the Jin conquest in 1234 and initiated invasions into Korea, Tibet, and Europe. The Western campaigns, led by generals like Subutai and Batu, exemplified Mongol military supremacy. In 1236, they swept through Russia, sacking Kiev and subjugating the Rus principalities, forming the Golden Horde. Penetrating Europe, they defeated Polish and Hungarian forces at Legnica and Mohi in 1241, reaching the gates of Vienna before Ogeday's death prompted a withdrawal. To the south, incursions into the Middle East began, setting the stage for further conquests. Ogeday's reign exalted the Mongols' adaptive governance, incorporating Persian, Chinese, and Uyghur bureaucrats to manage vast domains. His policies promoted religious pluralism, exempting clergy from taxes and fostering syncretic cultural environments. Hulagu Khan, another grandson of Genghis, embodied the Mongols' martial legacy in the Middle East. Tasked by his brother Munka to subdue the region, Hulagu led a massive army that dismantled the Abbasid Caliphate in 1258, sacking Baghdad and ending centuries of Islamic Golden Age. This campaign, while destructive, integrated Persian administrative expertise into Mongol rule, founding the Ilkhanate that stretched from Anatolia to the Indus. Hulagu's tolerance toward Christians and Jews, contrasted with initial hostilities toward Muslims, evolved into a syncretic empire. His descendants, like Ghazan Khan, converted to Islam, fostering a renaissance in art, astronomy, and historiography. The Ilkhanate's observatories and illuminated manuscripts influenced Renaissance Europe, exemplifying the Mongols' role as cultural conduits. The backbone of the empire was its warriors, masters of equestrian warfare. Clad in lamellar armor, wielding recurved bows capable of piercing armor from afar, they executed lightning strikes and encirclements with precision. This military innovation not only secured victories but also exalted the Mongol ethos of discipline and adaptability, influencing subsequent armies worldwide. By the late 13th century, internal divisions eroded the unified empire. Succession disputes and vast distances led to the formation of four khanates: the Yuan in China, the Golden Horde in Russia, the Chagatai in Central Asia, and the Ilkhanate in Persia. Each adopted local customs, diluting Mongol identity. The Yuan fell to the Ming in 1368 amid rebellions and plagues. The Ilkhanate dissolved by 1335. The Golden Horde fragmented in the 15th century, and the Chagatai endured longer, but weakened. External pressures, including the Black Death and resurgent powers like the Timurids, accelerated decline. By the 15th century, the empire had splintered, though remnants persisted in Crimea and Mongolia. The Mongol Empire's influence transcends its territorial expanse of 24 million square kilometers, the largest contiguous domain in history. It exalted human potential by bridging east and west, facilitating the exchange of knowledge that sparked the Renaissance and Age of Exploration. Technologies like the compass and stirrups disseminated globally. Diplomatic relations opened new horizons, as seen in papal envoys to Karakorum. Economically, the Pax Mongolica secured trade, boosting prosperity from Venice to Hangzhou. Culturally, it promoted tolerance, allowing faiths to coexist and arts to flourish. Politically, it influenced governance models, from Ottoman administration to Russian autocracy. Even in decline, the Mongols' DNA, genetic and cultural, endures in populations across Eurasia. In retrospect, the Mongol story, illuminated by figures like Alangoa, Genghis Khan, Ogeday Khan, and Hulagu Khan, is one of triumph over adversity. Their empire, forged in the steppes, reshaped the world, proving that a united people can achieve the extraordinary. This legacy continues to inspire, reminding us of the interconnectedness that defines our global civilization.